This is regarding the Congress party. AK Antony, a senior leader in the party, his son, Anil Antony, has just resigned from the Congress. Remember, this comes just a day after he went against the party's official position on the BBC documentary. So this is very much a related story. Anil K Antony had tweeted out that despite large differences with the BJP, I think those in India placing views of BBC, which is a UK state-sponsored channel with a long history of prejudices over Indian institutions, is setting a dangerous precedent. He had more to say too. My colleague Pallavi is with us to bring us more context. Pallavi, over to you.
Well, when we had spoken to Anil Antony yesterday, he had maintained the line that whatever he's saying is something which senior leaders within the Congress party who have been in government would understand where it's coming from. He consistently maintained the line yesterday that Congress's opposition to the BBC's documentary being pulled off is absolutely unwarranted, because at the end of the day, it was a divisive tendency by someone who were a colonial master at one point of time. Well, there you have it. This is going to be a little embarrassing, I would say, for the Congress party, because just yesterday at the press conference, Rahul Gandhi made the point that one does have freedom of speech and expression, and the truth has a nasty way of coming out. He was in defense of the BBC documentary, but on the same questions, I'm sure will be asked by the BJP of the Congress party and of Rahul Gandhi, who's on the yatra, and something which Anil Antony made a tweet makes a reference to. He talks about a threat for love, and this is hypocrisy and double standards. So BJP is bound to pounce on this, going to ask Congress a question about their double standards. Advise that someone who has their own point of view is then consistently attacked. Okay,
Pallavi, could I also ask you, AK Antony, Anil Antony's father, is a former defense minister of the country. He's a very senior Congress leader. Is it too early to say whether there could be any ripples in terms of comments coming in from him? Further comments, I know yesterday he did have a clarifying comment, but further comments now that his son has made this change?
See, Anil Antony consistently yesterday made the point that whatever he tweeted was his personal opinion. AK Antony is normally known to be reticent, but this, I would say, doubly awkward for the Congress and for Mr. Antony, because Rahul Gandhi on every platform has always acknowledged that AK Antony is his political mentor. And though Antony has now kind of retired from active politics, he still is very much a part of the Congress's strategy and the think tank. So his response is something which I guess many people would want to look for. But, as a father, it's an awkward situation. And as a senior Congress leader, also it's an awkward situation. And more interestingly, Toya, Anil Antony, when he spoke to us yesterday, made the point that many senior leaders within the Congress who have been in government. So I guess he's also making a reference to his own father, who, if you remember, was a defense minister during the UPA time.
Okay. Pallavi, thank you for that. Do stay with us for a second, please. I want to very quickly go over to Tom Vadakan from the BJP, who's with us on the phone right now. Tom, thank you for joining us here on CNN News 18. Anil Antony, son of senior Congress leader AK Antony, stepping away from the Congress party a day after he made this statement. How is your party responding?
Well, it's not for my party to respond. It is for the Congress party to respond to this. I have known Anil for quite some time. He's a good friend. And he's been very independent in his thinking. Whatever he does, he must be guided by his wisdom on a variety of issues that the Congress has been saying, whether he agrees with Digvijay Singh or the BBC issue. These are issues, I think, which has affected a lot of congressmen. Even on the question of the attacks that India carried out in Pakistan. On that issue, the questions were raised, and I was myself responsible in stepping out of the Congress party on that occasion. And I had said that this kind of statement, this double-speak, won't help the Congress party anywhere and won't take it anywhere. People with a conscience will act and respond to all these situations. And this erosion was coming. If the Congress didn't notice it, the writing was on the wall. A lot of correct thinking intellectuals, individuals will step out of the party, because if you start speaking the language the enemy speaks, then, then it is not about democracy. It is about my country. It is about our country. And that is what is happening.
Okay, Tom, thank you so much for that perspective. Let's go back to my